I'm literally 20 years old and I still want to eat this. 2021. Hey guys, it's Clarence. So it's the first day of 2021 and I decided to dress up for once. Check out this fit. The reason I got ready today was because today we are manifesting. Everyone knows that every time a new year comes around, people make New Year's resolutions, goals, you name it. Most of the time, me included, people get so far as February when it comes to remembering these goals, or at least for the last year.
March.
So for this week's video, instead of saying my New Year's resolutions, I'm going to be making my 2021 dream board. Basically, a dream board is a visual poster of images that you strive for in the coming year. It's like visualizing your aspirations without really too many words. I make one of these every year, but now that I have a channel, this is the first time that I can put it on YouTube and make it with you guys. So let's start. First, I listed my goals for 2021 and bought a few magazines and did a Google search of a few images that appealed to those goals. That appealed. The first thing that I thought of was obviously this YouTube channel. I got a YouTube logo, put 1K for the amount of subscribers I want to hit in 2021. I also cut out 100. That's how many videos I want to be out by the end of the year. So the 1K came from, I believe it was like Casey Neistat or someone, and he was explaining like his growth. His first 1,000 was really hard to get, but once he got the first 1,000, his next goal became 10,000. And then also 1,000, obviously, I don't know if you guys know this, but 1,000 is how much you need in order to make this more of a tangible career so that you can like start partnering with YouTube's partnership program and Google AdSense. So I can make this more of a career for myself, you know? So I can like make a living off of it. 100 videos, I hope by the end of that, like I know what you guys want out of these videos. Obviously right now I'm just trying a lot of new things because I am still a small creator trying to like branch out into different areas to see what people really like and what I really like personally. 1K and the YouTube logo and the 100. The next thing, I did these two pictures. One is a guy in a dress and one is a girl in a suit. I have this picture, it's like a model in front of, I believe, the chapel in Florence. So the reason I chose these two was because I really want to dress a little bit more androgynous. I think that's a really cool thing that was like kickstarted in 2020 that became like more of a mainstream trend. I think that that's really awesome and I've always wanted to, so I feel like this is a really good way for me to manifest that into 2021. And then this one is just for like aesthetic appeal. I really think really focusing on taking pictures that I really like. Sometimes I find myself just posting things because I was like, oh my god, I haven't posted in a while. But really, I should be posting if I really do like the picture. My dream board for 2021 or every year is one of my favorite things to do every single year because it keeps me accountable. I put this up literally like right next to my mirror, which I know I go to every day. And it puts like a really fun kickstart to the year. I get to like, one, make it aesthetically pleasing, two, put it in my room so it's also like aesthetically like a nice little room decor thing. But also it's like, oh, okay, knowing that I do this is like, at the very least, it's making me think about it. It looks kind of like wonky right now, but I promise you, it'll look so good. So the next thing that came to me was my TikTok. TikTok has been the platform where I've gained a little bit more traction recently. This is probably one of my more scary goals. My TikTok goal this year to be 100,000 followers. I literally only have 2,000 right now. So this is definitely one of the bigger ones. What is a goal without it really being a little bit scary, right? I mean, worst case scenario, I don't hit it. Is it gonna damage me a little bit? I'm sure, but I mean, send it. As I say, a lot of you guys actually came from my TikTok. Thank you, hello, that's crazy. For you to like, one, find my video and like it, that's cool. But two, like find my video, go on my profile, click on the link in my bio, and then click subscribe. That's sick. Okay, that one's on. The next thing I printed out was a picture of a dance studio. If you guys watched my introduction of myself video, I am a dancer, but I did take a really long break for a minute due to the dance community that I was a part of was really like taking its toll on my mental health. 2020, like I started to dance a little bit more. I definitely want to get back into it because I have been self-taught since I was little, which can only get you so far in terms of talent. I really want to sign up for a studio, unapologetically be a dancer. When I was a dancer, I was choreographing a lot of things, which takes a lot of the focus away from you and puts a lot of the focus on how you can make a group look really good at dancing. I get to really focus on improving the way that I move and the way that I flow. So that's definitely something that is probably one of my biggest things for sure this year. It's on. Okay, so the next thing I printed out was this picture. I looked up like Coachella gang. I want to be friends with more people who create content because I really don't have that many friends who create content, which can get really hard at times. Having those friends is really helpful when it comes to just like, one, creating content and having the motivation to do it, because I see my friends making content, so I'm like, okay, I should be on top of my stuff too, you know? But two, it like gives me a community where people are more empathetic because they can actually experience what I'm experiencing. You start to compare yourself to other people that are huge and like starting to give up on something, so it's like, oh, I have like a group of people that I can lean on and toss ideas off of. If any of you guys are watching this and you are one of my creator friends, know that I am always here, and if you're having a creative rut. And who knows, sometimes these things like intertwine with each other. Maybe I'll like be at the dance studio and I find someone who makes content. So then that kind of works together too. So the next goal that I had was to be more aware of my surroundings. I used this picture. In my last video, it was a Soul Movie Challenge video. Basically, this is a hand with a dead leaf in it. In the movie, it's like, oh, a dead leaf falls in their hand and then they're grounded because they're like, oh my God, wow, like the earth gives so much. Like I'm so stuck in my head about like my career, but like at the end of the day, the earth is providing what I need. Fully living in the present. I do not do a lot. I find myself always being hypnotized by like needing to get from point A to point B, being on my computer all day trying to figure out the next thing I need to do, taking time to literally like look at a cloud or like look at a rock. Sounds cheesy, and I still think it's cheesy, but maybe it like will help throughout this year. So for that reason, I'm actually gonna put it in the center. It's not fully centered, but you get the gist. The next few things that I got one from a magazine and one from a printout. Was this quote: when you have an idea and you're putting your own money into it, it's hard not to get a little bit insecure. This was actually the Elle interview that Timothée Chalamet did for Zendaya, and this was what she said when she was talking about her new project. So happy I found this quote, and it was like bolded. This is something that I've struggled with a lot recently, getting a little bit insecure about how much growth I still have to go. This is something I'm putting on there so that every day I'm reminded it is normal to feel insecure in terms of my own craft. It takes time. The second thing on that same note is this picture. James Charles, when his like viral video of him like really badly singing when he was younger, and then him at Coachella years later. I personally really admire James Charles in the way that he has grown his career. He doesn't ignore that version of himself. That is something that I need to come to terms with. I kind of wish that I started this in middle school sometimes, but then I'm like, oh wait, but I would have been so bad in middle school, I would have been so cringy. Sometimes I worry that now, like maybe this is gonna be cringy for me 4 years on, but I get to see how much I've grown, and that's something that he has that I hope that I have in the future, that I can look back and visually and literally see myself speak to the camera and see the growth that I've had over the years. James Charles will probably never see this, but I do have a lot of respect for the guy. Here's a dream board so far. Okay, so the next thing I did was this. Beauty YouTuber. It's like a cocktail with a girl on it. This year, 2021, I'm turning 21. Like this picture, it's like a very relaxed woman. One, it's classy, and two, like she's relaxed. So that's something that I need to be considerate of when I drink, that it's something that I do when I fully know that I deserved it. I don't abuse it. And then also, it's very classy, and I want to make sure that I'm not just drinking to be trashy. I'm keeping it, I don't know, just keeping it fancy. I feel like that's a really cool way to view it. Putting this on here, mostly because I'm turning 21 and I wanted to make sure that I had the correct values in terms of everything that happens when you're 21. I'm gonna have a good time, but you know, there's that. The next thing is this. It's a brain on a hammock with like a fan and palm trees around it. This is a cool way to describe the word calm. I have this specific goal of getting closer with my family, and sometimes I find myself getting frustrated with family decisions that happen. In order for me to get close with my family, I need to let a lot of those things go in terms of like all the issues that may not be that important. What time we're having dinner, or like where we're eating. Like those things are really not that important, but I found myself a lot in the past years of getting frustrated about little things like that. And being calm and being compassionate for my family is a good way for me to get close. To everyone watching, family can mean literally anything. I definitely think that this can be applicable to a lot of people. It's up here. That's where I put it. So the very last thing that I did was a movie countdown. The backstory behind this is, you know how it's like doot, 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 doot. So basically in 2020, when all of us were stuck in the house, it was really easy for all of us, me especially, to get stuck in bed and just kind of sit here and like want to get a lot of things done, but be so overwhelmed by the thought of getting things done that I wouldn't. But what I found myself doing that really helped was doing a countdown, like literally verbally saying out loud. Like if I'm stuck in bed, I go like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I shoot myself out of bed. I call it the rocket method. I think that's That might be a real thing, I don't know. This is less of a reminder of how unmotivated I was, but more of a kind of push for me to always make sure that I'm never getting too caught up in my head and getting too lazy. Like, this is gonna be something for me to get the next thing done, because I know you can do it. Speaking of Zendaya, I was watching her 73 questions. One of the things she said that she wished that she knew when she was younger was when people said like the advice of you can't do it all. She was like, no, you can do it all if you really want to. A lot of the things that I do now, I make sure that I am putting off current day, like short-term satisfaction, so that one day in the future I could do something great and have like a great platform. And that's a really big thing that I want to take into 2021 with. If I really want to do it all, I really can do it all. 2021 is going to be the year for that. Okay, so this is the overall board. Pretty aesthetically pleasing, not gonna lie. If you notice, I didn't put anything about travel because, I mean, but obviously that'll be in like the back, what's the term? The back burner. It'll be in the periphery of my thoughts. I've had a balance of things that were internal and external, like, so I think this is a good way for me to like put it into the world in a way that's motivating and just kind of like grounding too, to make sure that every single second of this year that I am doing at least 2 or 3 of these things. Okay, so that's the end of today's video. I did want to say thank you guys for this year. Although this channel started towards the end of it, already been so grateful in terms of support. My DMs the other day were like all these people asking for advice, and I really did appreciate that, because that's exactly what I wanted to make this platform for. So thank you guys for this third of a year. I'm excited to have a full year of making content. Really hope these happen. Oh my goodness. If you like this video, please consider giving it a like and comment any ideas that you have for the future, or let me know if you're making one of these yourself. A lot of you guys are starting to subscribe, but still over half of you guys are consistent viewers but are not already subscribed. So please consider subscribing. It really does help boost my content on this platform. Like I said in this video, I make content on Instagram and TikTok primarily, other than YouTube. So all of those are listed around me. Right now, thank you guys for 2,000 on TikTok and almost 1,500 on Instagram. I guess with all that being said, Happy New Year, happy 2021, and that's it.